welcome to the channel. Thanks for checking in. Today's a special day for you because I'm going to take you on a trip with me to Texas. So I just got back yesterday from spending 3 days in Austin for what was called the first drive of the 2023 Acura Integra. If you remember, this car was shown in prototype form last November in Los Angeles, and it's already here going on sale here in the next couple of weeks. But one thing that's kind of funny that I realized, the last actual sort of formal invited press event that I went to was exactly a decade ago. It was in 2012 for the 2013 ILX. It's kind of funny, I dug up my actual name badge here. So there's the luxury starts here with the ILX, and then we have Integra. So clearly a ton of evolution in the engineering of these cars has happened in the last 10 years, and it's going to be exciting to show you what this new Integra is all about. Now, one thing that I want to do a little bit differently, maybe from some of the other journalists, is I want to treat this almost as taking you behind the scenes with me, kind of pretending that you're my invited guest, because these trips are sort of educational and fun at the same time, and it'll be exciting to kind of introduce you to what happens at these media events, as well as, of course, I'm going to give you some exposure to what the new Integra is like. So I appreciate you tuning in, and let's get to it. It is Monday morning, May 16th, bright and early here at the Phoenix Airport. About to head to gate C19. Welcome to Austin, Texas. So I get off the plane and guess who's on my shuttle? We're seeing this guy a lot lately.
I know, perfect timing, right?
Yeah. Just gonna work our way to the proper hotel down here. It's about 3/10 of a mile. Thank you. Thank you. This is gonna be our classmates, as it were. Whoa, this is sweet. All right, guys, so I got to show you a little bit about what is in store for the next day or two. I got my badge here, which is awesome. And this is the event agenda. So tonight is pretty chill. We have a dinner commitment here in a few hours downstairs, but tomorrow is going to be a big experience with actually driving the car. We just were questioning about sort of, are the cars going to be manual or automatic? Apparently everything we drive tomorrow, except for the cars available at lunch on the street drive, are going to be sticks, which is awesome. And there's my little tag for my entry to the proper. So glad to have you all along for the ride, and check this out. We got some hospitality underway already. Welcome to the 2023 Integra First Drive. Thanks for joining us. We look forward to sharing with you the latest incarnation of performance in the next-gen Integra. Currently taking myself on a little walking tour of downtown Austin. So the hotel, a little bit windy here, the hotel is right behind me. That is the proper, and I'm on the 10th floor, and there's a waterway here around. You can kind of see better on this other side. It's like kind of like a marsh almost down there, but I'm gonna meet up with a local friend who's gonna stop by and say hello, and then we're getting together with the journalists at 6 o'clock tonight. So I just met up with my friend Michael, and this has got to be the cleanest TLX in this part of Texas. Super immaculate. And the best part is that plate. This is just a little hospitality room on the second floor of the proper. We're having a meet and greet with some of the Honda and Acura reps. Walk into the reception for dinner here. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a billboard up here. There you go. I think we found the spot. And I'm hanging out with Mr. John right here.
Back. 2023 Integra for the first time?
I was there when we retired this thing, this beauty, over 22 years ago.
This car from the get-go was to create an all-new Integra for our next generation of Acura customers.
Just finished dinner here at this rooftop bar thing, and they were doing milkshakes. We're going to wander back to the hotel. There's hospitality for the next couple of hours on the second floor. There's the street scene of Austin, and yeah, it's been pretty fun. We're back at the hospitality suite for some games. This is where the journalists get to be very competitive with one another. It is another beautiful day in Austin. Today is now Tuesday, May 17th, and we're about to head out on a scenic drive in the new Integra. Out on the street now, and guess what I see parked here? Curbside here in just a second, and they are idling and nobody's in them. That is a temptation that I wish I could take advantage of right now, but looks like we have a couple of, if I remember correctly, this is liquid carbon, two of the cars that we'll be taking on today's cruise. Here's our classroom for the next 45 minutes or so. I know, all the misbehaved kids get put up here. There's my name tag, so I'm gonna be here on the third row next to Kirk.
Literally less than 9 months ago, we were in Monterey Car Week when we announced the return of Integra.
All right, it is time to get behind the wheel. We are just about to roll out here. Chris ran up to the room to get some camera gear that he needs today, but the cars are lined up here. We've been given the drive route, and it's about an hour and a half, I think, to our lunch spot, and then we'll have some activities planned while we're out there. We're gonna run through Texas Hill Country. All right, here we go. First time sitting in here. Oh wow, what is all this stuff? Gotta make room for Chris to have a spot to sit down. And we will be on the way here momentarily. Wow, first impressions, car's got 130 miles on it. Buckle up here. Lionel Richie on the audio system. Let's get my seat adjusted here. Cool, I dig the red interior in here. This is pretty awesome. Here's our drive route. Welcome to the 23 Acura Integra. This has been a long time in the making, or rather kind of a short time actually. If you remember, I was in Carmel, so Monterey, California, last August when they showed the drone show. There was a whole reveal about the Integra's coming back, and then here we are. I think Andrew Quillen from Acura Public Relations said it's been pretty much only about 9 months from the day that they announced the Integra name was coming back to today, which is the press launch, and then the car goes on sale in a couple weeks to find its first new homes. This car is at the high end of the totem pole in terms of the optioning. It's $35,800 MSRP, and there were a few things pointed out in the presentation that really stood out to me, and the first one became very evident the minute that I got on the freeway. This car is significantly quieter and more refined than my daily driver, which for 10 years has been a 2013 ILX. Love that car. It's got 240,000 miles on it, but this just shows you how far technology and engineering have come in that decade. One of the things that Jonathan Rivers pointed out, he's one of the product planners on this project, is that the visibility in here is exceptional. There's really slim A-pillars, which is typically a big blind spot for a lot of people in newer cars. I love the head-up display. You can't see it from where you're sitting, but a cool feature that's new for this segment, and really kind of just some of the look and feel of the technology. So you can play around with the buttons and knobs here, they have a really satisfying feel to them. One of my favorite things so far is that this interface up here is all touchscreen, so we have the capability here to kind of just play around with it, you know, as you're on the fly, versus working with the touchpad down here, my TLX that I just had for about 6 or 7 months. It was all driven by a touchpad down here, and it just took a little bit more of a learning curve to get used to. Some cars you get into, especially with a manual, and you know, take a few minutes to get acquainted with the the clutch engagement point, the shift throws and things like that. But this car, really, from the moment I sat in the driver's seat, kind of felt intuitive and sort of comfortable and I guess familiar. Gearbox in this thing is silky smooth, just like every other manual transmission Acura I've had a chance to check out. These curves are kind of what this car is built for. It doesn't do it justice to just drive it in an urban city environment, because it's all about the suspension tuning that went into it. There's the key fob, by the way. It's actually pretty compact. I like that. Unless some of the keys these days are getting a little bit bulky to lug around. Looks like we made it to the official lunch spot here. This is not too far off Highway 290, but it's called Maze Ridge, and you can see Acura has all sorts of hospitality set up here with a little tent and obviously an NSX. And I see a little car peeking back there in the background that you all will recognize. That's my '89 Integra. This car took some hot laps at the Long Beach Grand Prix just a couple of weeks ago, and for being a little 4-speed automatic, it actually did pretty well, he said. Here's our lunch venue for this Integra. Has some cool accessories. We're looking at special matte black wheels here. This is a carbon fiber mirror overlay, and then obviously the color combination in here is Orchid. This is a lot like the TLX Type S that I had just recently. Very cool color combination. And I do love that Apex Blue Pearl is a stunning color in just about any lighting condition. Also, obviously, the carbon fiber rear decklit spoiler. You know, Integra is all about the return of the manual. However, this one is actually the continuously variable transmission. One thing that was kind of interesting that we learned during this morning's tech briefing had to do with, you know, for most people, a CVT behaves sort of like rubber bandy is how they describe it, where it's just kind of, you just rev it and there's no real definitive points of, you know, power delivery. So this car has a step shift application that actually is designed to mirror what a traditional automatic would shift like. So you can kind of see there what it's doing in terms of the step shift. From the parking garage here. I'm not going to do a full interior walk around, but I just want to introduce you to some of the versatility. So obviously, as a 5-door hatchback, we are putting this thing's cargo capacity to the test. We have a couple bags in here. Back seats obviously fold down. There's this cover that goes over your cargo area. Not a super high liftover height, so you can get your stuff in there fairly simply. And then lots of back seat room, which is nice for a car in this segment. You've got charging ports here in the back of the center console. That is your heart of the beast. That is a 1.5 liter turbocharged inline 4 with 200 horsepower. It's, in this car's case, it's been more than enough to scoot us around town. We'll say bye now to car number 14 that treated us well in our journey. And we're back at the Austin proper hotel.
This is so sketchy.
Can I have your guys' permission to record?
Yes!
I already started it, by the way.
I'm not, it's a heads up. Oh, okay. It's
Today is the departure day from Austin, so I'm going to be heading on an airport shuttle here in about 30 minutes.